Okay, it looks like it's working. Okay, yeah, it looks like it's back. I see drop frame 0. Welcome back. Ah, the joys of technology. Technology causes so much fun. But let me get a drink here. But yeah, there is just, and that's another thing. Wherever you find yourself in the world, sometimes there will be technological glitches, and you'll want to be ready for those. Um, Cell service can go down or whatever. There's all kinds of different little things that could happen, but the important thing to remember is that you can overcome it. You can make the best of any situation. And it was like the one day when I lost my when I lost my money, and before I realized about the Western Unioning yourself money, um, is I ended up sitting myself outside the event looking in, and basically it was like a photo booth with the American cosplayer. It basically from open to close, I had a nonstop stream of people taking. That was where the big stream of pictures came from. All those super selfies, and that was only some of them because I tried to capture just to see if I could chronicle how many people actually came through. Yeah, but yeah, just adapting to the situation, adaptability and flexibility is a very important thing to have when traveling overseas. And here's kind of the 3D. That's a globe and they control different. They can put different pictures onto it, but that's in front of the Mall of Asia, and it is that which is where I which was this was right before New Year's. This was on New Year's Eve, and it's just here's an even better picture of the crowd at the SM Mall. I mean, it was just an incredible experience, and you will wherever you decide to go, you can make your own incredible experiences, and I really hope that you get the chance. I do, like I said, strongly um, recommend the Cosplay Mania events in the Philippines. They have several of them over the course of a regular year, um, but yeah, it's just still reorienting after the shocking stream drop. So just give me a second here. I will have some more. I would also like to also again emphasize the local, checking out the local culture. It's so worth it. So pack a couple of changes of normal clothes, or if you're crazy like me, sometimes you just want to go, you can just go everywhere in cosplay, which which can be fun. I had a couple. Well, the one day that I kind of did that, I had some people get selfies with me and stuff, and so that was kind of fun. Um, Another another thing to check out right now is local policies. Like in 2021, maybe things will all be cleared up, but otherwise, you might want to check on local policies regarding masks or other PPE, um, because in the short term, at least for 2020 and possibly the start of 21, there's probably going to be some differences for any events that are able to go on. So that's something else that you should also probably be aware of. But and also be aware of your own comfort level as far as interacting with people. As to if you don't like attention, sometimes, and if you're a person that kind of sticks out from the local crowd, you could end up drawing or attracting a crowd or people. So, depending on your comfort zone with people, maybe you'll want to go for a lower key cosplay. Or if you're crazy like me, you like attracting attention. So it depends on where your comfort level is, and it, that could knowing that and being able to recognize that can help you also enjoy your travels even more. And let's see, let's go back. A budget. And also, one thing I like to do for the events that I go to is have something from the convention, like maybe it's the pamphlet or a poster or in most cases the badge. Um, have something that you can put in a photo collage. It's like that's what I did for my trip to Manila. I took all the different things. There were some giveaways for signing up for websites and stuff that they had for the convention, and so I took some of those things and put them into an awesome little collage, and have that framed for my wall. It just because it was just such a landmark experience for me. It was my first time in Asia, my first time in the Philippines, and my first overseas convention. And so, for if you're ticking off firsts, that's something else to keep in mind when you're doing this. And it definitely it just makes it just made it so memorable for me to be able to. So, um, again, I'll reiterate for the broken half of the panel, that you can ask me. I posted the panel in the Youmacon fan group, and I tagged the Youmacon 2020 event, and I will also be posting a link on my page itself, which is also tagged in the comment, and I will be happy to answer any questions relating to going overseas, going to anime conventions or things overseas, or just general questions about anything related to cosplay or attending conventions or being part of conventions. Um, one one thing one thing about it is if you're planning on being part of an event, look for online signups, because for a while I wasn't sure if I was going to go because of the precarious situation I was in with my passport, and so a lot of times there'll be online signups, and so you'll want to follow your event's social media pages, and keep in touch and keep in contact to see what's going on, especially if you're planning one in the recent or in the near future, because the whole situation is constantly changing, even more so than it normally would. It was like, and because just like American events abroad have to contend with 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 governmental policies and procedures. So just be understanding and aware that events will probably look different, and there'll probably be some in 2021 that will end up being canceled. So give events and event staff, event volunteers, and all that stuff. Give them plenty of room as they navigate all of the uncertainties that are going on, and plan make your plans accordingly. Um, like I said, it's normally a good idea to plan far in advance, but the exception to the rule would be years like 2020. So maybe we don't want to plan for an event in May of. We don't want to plan 6 months ahead for a May convention necessarily because of uncertainty in will that convention be able to happen? Will it be able to happen safely? Any of these kind of things. So it's just kind of 2020 just sort of gave me a different perspective on planning out events, and it's been much more of a play it by ear sort of thing, as many of us know. So that's something else to keep in mind. But while I say that, the caveat is you can't you have to plan your passport early regardless. If you think you might go to an international event and you don't have a passport, get that started, get that taken care of. That passport is good for about 10 years. So you've got plenty of time once you get it. The important thing is having it. So that would be the one thing that is kind of the exception to that, is to playing things by ear. You've got to have all, if we're playing the music, you've got to have all the instruments at hand in order to be able to play it by ear. And the passport is one of your essential instruments that you need to have in advance. And like I said, also my things pertaining to visas and such might change. You will definitely want to be aware of that. Some may require proof of a negative virus test. Some may require on arrival testing for the virus. So just be aware of that. And so if maybe you're uncomfortable with that idea, I know one of the tests is rather painful, invasive test, then you might want to adjust your travel plans to a later event when maybe the situation has calmed down significantly. But yeah, just be mindful of a constantly changing environment. But yeah, for me, one of my favorite parts of the event itself was meeting all of the people, and it was just seeing all of the people was just so incredible. And I guess I dwell on that a little bit more recently because I haven't seen nearly as many people though. I don't think any of us have, and so that will probably be a kind of a shock for some when we finally come out of this. So that's not just, but I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing all the people. And if you're a cosplayer, then you want to be part of an event, you can always try reaching out to an event. I recommend reaching out probably back to that long time frame, 6 months or more in advance, just to see where they are, where they're going to be, if they're looking for cosplay guests or panel guests or whatever have you, as things go on. So, because I always love being part of events whenever possible, because it's just so much fun, because like I said, I enjoy interacting with people, and so it's kind of hard for me. I know you're out there on the other side of this glass, this camera glass. So I hope this has been of some help. I hope this has encouraged you. I host panel. I typically host karaoke panels and anime idol contests at different events. And part of the reason why I do that is to encourage people to try new things. For many of us, going to a convention abroad will be a brand new thing. And so I hope this is something you will consider trying. It's a lot of fun, and it's definitely worth it. And also this downtime right now in 2020 gives you some time to save for it, because it is something you definitely want to save for, because you don't want to, or maybe you can't just drop a bunch of money on a credit card. And I don't recommend that anyway. It's always better to have things taken care of and absorb those costs ahead of time. So that is how I was successful, and I hope to hear from some of you. drop comments, whichever platform you're on, wherever the comment box is, or it's, drop some comments, drop some questions. I would love to hear. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear from your experiences. That's please, so that I can sharing the excitement with you. If you're planning something or if you've done something, if you have photo albums, link to those. I would love to see. I would love to see your adventures, yeah, and hear about your plans, because you've heard about my adventures and my plans, and the failures that I had and the successes and the excitements that I had. And so I really hope this was a benefit for you, and I look forward. I definitely look forward to one sweet day seeing all of you lovely people face to face for some heart to heart chat about all of this wonderful stuff and about the craziness that was 2020. So I will thank you. We've got about 5 minutes here. I just want to thank you all for tuning in. Let's see if I can pull up another couple of. Ooh, wakey, you went to sleep. Or you went dead. Oh, you went dead. Oh well, that's no big deal. I wasn't relying on it anyway. I got all the pictures, all the major pictures. Let's see, we have 5 minute warning. So that is where we are. And to anybody that doesn't know, my current cosplay here is a formal version of Rem from ReZero. I'll watch yours turn off and figure out. All right. And now I'll just say thank you. Thank you again so much. Why am I feeling? Now I'm feeling all nervous and awkward. Anyways, that just is what it is. But thank you so much for tuning in. This is Aonica Cosplay for virtual YomaCon, and enjoy the rest of your day. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a happy, spooktacular Halloween, and I will see you all at one sweet convention here in the near future, in the hopefully near future. Thank you so much, and goodbye. Dun, 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 This is the fade out credit scene. Dun, 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 dun. Audio. Sukiya constellation.